Hey guys, what's up? It's the Pokemon Capitalist, and today I have the top 5 ways to find rare and valuable Pokemon cards at a very cheap price. Number 5, I'd like to start out with Facebook and Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace is a great way to find cheap Pokemon cards because 1, you can negotiate with people on how much you want to pay for the cards. 2, often the sellers are middle-aged or older people who don't quite know the value and the rarity of the cards they're trying to sell. Often these cards are from the collections of either friends or family members, usually like children, nieces, nephews, that type of thing. And because on Facebook Marketplace, oftentimes there's no shipping, there's no taxes. You simply meet somewhere, you pick it up, you pay, and the deal is done. There's no chance that a buyer or a seller pulls out unless they message you or don't show up to the meeting place, but often that's not too big of a loss. And Facebook's overall just a great way to find cards in a large quantity too. Often people are selling huge collections because they just want to get rid of them. And in those huge collections, even in the photos, you may not see rare cards, but because people who are selling on Facebook often don't know what they have, once you dig through these piles, there's a chance that you could find a gem, like a Charizard base set holo, or even less valuable cards at a high quantity. So the first place to find cheap cards, Facebook and Facebook Marketplace. Number 4 would be in a similar ballpark, places like Goodwill and the Salvation Army. Now, it may be few and far between to find Pokemon cards at places like this, but it's very similar to Facebook in the fact that older people are generally donating things that their kids had when they were children, and this includes Pokemon cards and other childhood collectibles that may be worth money now. Simply look in the toy section, and you may find binders of cards that are put on for $5 or $10. And while there are known cases of Goodwill employees taking things that they know are valuable, there's really not much harm in looking, especially if you're looking for a card from the late 90s like a Charizard base set, because those are the people who are in their 20s and 30s now, who are moved out of their childhood homes, and their parents are the ones donating to Goodwill or Salvation Army. And again, you may even find cheaper prices at these types of places than things like Facebook, because people on Facebook may not know how valuable they are, but they'll still put a bigger price tag than a place like Goodwill. So who knows, you may find a gem in the rough at places like Goodwill or Salvation Army. But getting into the top 3 now, these are really good places to find rare and valuable cards pretty frequently. And a number 3 would be online auctions. Now, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, online auctions have really taken off, and this includes things like cards and collectibles. Now, you can go on websites like AuctionZip where you can find dozens of online auctions in your area, or you can search in a far radius for places that can ship cards. Speaking of, this video is sponsored by Dell's Auction Gallery, an online auction that sells things like this PSA 9 Evolutions Charizard. You can find the link in the description below. But moving forward, these auctions are great places to find rare cards because they don't get the same amount of views as a place like eBay, so there's simply less people that you'll be competing against. And furthermore, if it's an auction that you can only find local pickup, this means you drive to the location and pick up the auction item, there'll be even less people competing for this item because it's only people in your area. Again, versus a website like Mercari or eBay, where you're competing against millions of people, there's a chance that you can find a card at a $200 or $300 discount. Things like this PSA 9 Evolutions Charizard that will be going for over $400 on eBay that you may be able to find for around $300. And there's not much startup. You simply create an account and you're good to go. But online auctions are also great for all types of cards and collectibles, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Second, and possibly one of the best ways to find cards at a cheap price, are live auctions. Live auctions are even better than online auctions for this reason, that older people are generally the crowd at live auctions. You're not going to find a lot of 20-something or teenagers looking for Pokemon cards at this auction. So besides people who go there to resell, you have a very small pool of competition. What this means is that you can find huge lots of Pokemon cards. Just recently, we saw first edition base set cards only going for $100 at a live auction. And while they may not be the holos, even base set first edition uncommons and commons are extremely valuable if you get them graded. And those are the type of cards you see at auctions because, again, it's parents giving up collections for it to be sold. And this is just a great way for you to be able to find these type of cards at a much bigger discount. You can look up any live auction on the website AuctionZip. You can look it up on Google. You'll generally see live auctions in your area. With the pandemic, there are a lot of them that have unfortunately had to close, but there are a lot of them opening up again. And because there's even less people allowed at these places, there'll again be less competition. And that's kind of the point of this video. You have to find places where there'll be the least amount of people looking for these rare cards. Because of Pokemon exploding so much, there's people using websites like eBay every day. There's not a high chance of you getting a great deal before either someone else snagged it, the cards aren't real, etc., etc. But without further ado, the best way to find cheap cards is through garage sales. Garage sales are great because people will generally put a $5 or $10 price tag on an entire binder of cards if they don't know the value. Now, it is the winter time here in Ohio, so there's not a lot of people having garage sales, but when summertime comes, on Saturday and Sunday specifically, search your local area, and I promise you, you will find Pokemon cards. It may not be at every garage sale, but if you stay consistent and go to, let's say, 10 of them a day, there's a chance you may find someone's childhood collection that could be worth thousands of dollars. And there's really no harm if they don't have the cards. Besides gas and time, you didn't put a lot of resources into going to these garage sales. And you could find other collectibles that are worth money, not just Pokemon cards. So and garage sales may, again, see more competition for Pokemon cards in this upcoming year. So a big key point is go early. A lot of garage sales are run by elderly people, so you want to go at like 7, 8 a.m. Early bird gets the worm, and early bird may get the first edition base set Charizard too. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you like the video. Comment question of the day is, who's your favorite Pokemon? Now, mine's Staraptor. Not a very common one, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of Charizards, Blastoise, but let me know if you have a peculiar favorite Pokemon. I'd love to hear from you guys. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.